I was saying that enough regular spots.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no what to do.
So when we vote on like chairperson and that type of stuff, do I get a vote or do I
No.
not? Okay. I didn't think
And,
so.
you know, I got thinking about that last night after I messaged Jerry Lynn. I don't know if we'll be able to do that tonight. I'll have to ask Ann and Catherine, but, like, I don't know if we have to go back up to the town office and get re-sworn in now that we're voted in by the council, but I'm quite sure Sarah does, and the town office wasn't open today. So I don't know if.
Well, Catherine invited Sarah, I do know that.
Yeah, and I
But we
think
just
Sarah's
don't know.
gonna be here and everything. I just don't know if we can vote, because do we have to go up and and she.
As long
She's gonna
as
go
long
this
as
morning.
we were approved, because I didn't sign that thing until like 2 months later, because
Yeah, I
nobody
didn't
said
either.
anything about it.
I didn't know either, and
So
I
I'm like,
didn't.
oh, by the way, you needed to go do this. I was like, oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me that 2 months later.
It was a long time later.
It
They
was a
told
long
you
time.
before me.
Yeah, that's what I told you. Did you have to do this? Oh, you were better.
I think Sarah's sister might pop into it. So we're at
Oh, hello. Is it warmer in here? Yes.
A little bit.
It's freezing. Good.
Ready
So,
for summer?
does anyone need an agenda?
Oh, I have lunch.
Okay.
Did you?
I have some too.
Oh, okay.
So I was just hearing this noise, and all I could think is, I bet that's the copier upstairs. Is it really loud?
It's usually not, but it is now. I'm having some issues here. So, agenda. And the theater information that we have as of now. Bills are still coming in and getting bills is difficult.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is your budget, with the change that you all, Jamie wanted. I like your outfit, it's a nice jacket.
Yeah. I
It's
got
like a
it.
little effort, right?
Yes, I got that already.
You got that, now you have two.
Got you. And that. Oh, I don't have that.
You do now, and you have your jumper.
Yes, I do.
Put these up for Ann.
Why am I so tired all of a sudden?
'Tis the season. At least the sun was up.
Yeah, it was. I'm still ready for summer.
Are you going on April vacation?
No, it's Clint's turn. So Clint's taking everybody. He takes the kids this turn. We switch off. Like
Oh,
1 year he'll go, the next year I'll go.
yeah. Mabel didn't think they were staying at the same place.
They're not, because Clint and the kids stayed in, I guess it's called the Dunes, and they have like an indoor water park in the hotel. So Clint's like, Mabel and Maddox are younger. We don't want to stay in a nicer
Right.
hotel. They want to have
Fun
fun.
hotel.
Right, yeah.
Right.
It's upscale, so.
She liked where they stayed last time.
I
Wherever,
think it's this place.
wherever they stayed that had the indoor water park.
Yeah,
Mabel liked.
yeah, Dunes, that's this place.
She's pretty happy.
Pretty happy.
Mabel, I saw Miss Mabel today.
She said that she got to go to the theater.
Yeah, she came to watch the 8th graders.
Yeah. She had fun. She liked it.
Good. I didn't
So they had a
see
play
it tomorrow.
there?
What's
You had
that?
a play?
Yes.
Yeah,
Socrates.
Socrates, yes.
Oh,
They
okay.
do it every year. And they had done it here, I guess.
They did it last year.
At the theater?
That must be exciting. I can imagine being a small child.
You're
in the
here,
theater.
Yeah, she said the kids were really excited about being in that
Up on the
venue.
stage.
And they
Yeah.
kept, and they kept asking, how long has this place been here?
Yeah.
Long time, you know.
It does that all the time.
A long time. Yeah, I didn't get out of there till,
Very good.
I think the
We have the final budget, the one change
The
that
second
was
one
made.
started.
The 12.25 by the end of the year. We still got
which wasn't, I mean, it wasn't bad at all.
And the other.
And like, I just had him leave all the stuff set up.
Oh, I told them that they should anyway,
Yeah.
so they don't come back
Yeah,
to
I
try to
was
do that
like-
again tomorrow morning.
Agenda for you. Final statistics on the budget for 2019 to date, with bills still coming in. It's filed yet. And the final 2020 budget with the one change that. Well, you both can set up here.
Yes.
Want to go up front? Or you can sit here if you want. That would be good. It'll be a nice square.
I like it when that big table's all set up in the middle.
I was gonna say like that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, we love that, but now it's more difficult, the floor is wonderful, but you gotta watch out you don't scratch it, so moving stuff around is a lot harder now.
And these are all your original grant stuff you gave me a while ago. I have all my very marked up copies.
Dave Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
So I was over visiting him. And it was a hot,
Thank you.
Great. That's why.
Oh, over on Sebastian.
On Somerset, yeah, so.
Yeah, that
And
place.
then,
yeah.
I saw him, what's the?
Everybody's here, so this is what it is.
Oh.
I know too.
Yeah, oh, do you?
Buck O'Brien from Burnham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You must know Dave O'Brien.
From Burnham?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
I
can.
Yeah, Dave's the oldest one. Probably a little bit younger. He's like older than like Nate Allen. A little older than Nate Allen. You know those people?
No.
Dan McCall.
I know Dan McCall.
So about cleaning when you respond. I never look at it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tried to be with him, but he started going, what's his win price?
You need him a funky.
He's a
Yeah, so I didn't know though, I thought we just bring it up tonight.
A really young family. His
Yep,
daughter's
yep,
really
yep,
young.
yep, I know that.
We're all
I
here,
haven't,
let's
a couple of years.
consider
Yeah.
starting.
Yeah, we like went every week, every 2 weeks even.
That's, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long word.
Let's all
But it
start
wouldn't be this.
so we can get out of here. Welcome. Roll call. Pat is here, Amber's here, Jen's here, our new member, Sarah is here. Welcome, Sarah. Glad to have you on board.
And she's in the center.
She is. Jim's here, and Tara and Jamie in here, myself and Catherine. Can we do the Pledge of Allegiance real quick? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jen's worked hard to update the minutes. Everybody in favor of accepting those minutes? Aye. Aye. Any nays? Okay, so we'll go into Jamie and her report.
Alright. So I have movies booked until the end of February. And I have them all sponsored. Cats is the last one I have sponsored, so there's 3 in February I don't have sponsored, but everything else has been sponsored.
Awesome.
And we're gonna start this week kinda looking for more sponsors. The That Ain't Right Comedy Tour, which is the name of it now, is coming up in February. We're hashing out details, starting to advertise and market a little more. And I just got an email from him. I do have to send an email back about stuff, but
May I ask, is that the one with Mary?
yep.
That ain't right?
Yeah, That Ain't Right Comedy Tour. We have the All Star Comics. They're in March on the 14th. In April, we have the drag show on the 25th. Do you need me to go back?
Yes, please.
In March?
April or March?
March 14th. Yep.
The drag show on Sunday?
On April 25th, that's a
Oh,
Saturday.
okay, sorry.
Yeah. And then, I have to get with, Jack Mosier, and that in May is gonna be the fundraiser for the theater. Nothing's been nailed down yet, and then June, I was looking at, I don't have anything booked, but that will be the burlesque. So, we have stuff booked every month up until June.
Awesome. Can I ask who the sponsors up to Cats? Can you tell us who those sponsors are?
I can't cats because they're anonymous,
Okay.
but, so this week of Star Wars, it was, Chad Friend, but TMT, he wanted them to get the recognition
Because they're local.
because they're local and his business is out in Tennessee.
Nice.
And then Mike Lynch the second week of, he approached me and wanted to, he's like, can I sponsor a movie? I said, yes.
Very generous.
Yep, very much so. I think that's it for now. Can you think of anything else on there?
Oh, in general?
Yeah,
Those are all the shows.
yeah,
Yeah, that we have nailed
yeah.
down.
Yeah, that's it for now. That's it.
How did, price-wise, did the Joker do? Did it do good for us?
It did. So I was actually telling Catherine today that the month of January, every movie that we've had, we've made back the $250 just in box office. That's not including the concession stands, and most of those movies were sponsored. So
Awesome.
so January's been it's a good start of the year. So hopefully we can keep it going and keep the momentum going and that type of stuff. So we don't have any really great kids. We have Dr. Dolittle. That's kind of the only kids movie we have coming out right now. That's on screen.
When is February vacation? Is that something that you can strive to have a kids movie that week?
Maybe we can do a free one that week too.
Yeah. When is it? What week is it? Is it the 14th?
Whenever the holiday is. That
Usually
should be
the
President's Day?
The week of the
Yeah, so
third
Dr.
Monday.
Dolittle is actually playing that week.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome.
I thought so.
Awesome.
I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know, because, yes. Valentine's Day.
In Star Wars, I'm assuming it's done well for
It's
you.
done really well.
Good.
Yeah, not as great. I really thought it was going to do a lot better, but maybe the second week will do as well. If the second week does as well as the first week, I'll be happy.
Awesome.
I'll be happy. Yes.
Yes, so we talked about inviting the other school districts.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a revenue generator.
Okay.
If you have enough time to do that.
Yep, I will look into that. We'll do that. Look
Yeah,
into
if
it.
they have the same weeks, I think in most cases they do.
They do have the same weeks. Okay.
Inviting them for what?
For
For
like we do a
an arrangement to come to the theater,
Yeah. Like
in which they would make a payment of some sort.
Oh, like a field trip?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did,
Or
email
recreation.
Sherry,
Okay.
and she hasn't gotten back to me.
So I think it would be helpful if once you, either if you want to, once you nail down a couple of other items, or even now, to make a list of these special items if the dates are firm,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can start advertising them in general. So we
Okay.
can put them up on the doors here, we
Yeah,
can put
we,
them on the counter.
We've been, well, not we, Tara has been making the calendar for the theater, so,
Or use that.
yeah, because I have some I put some in the town office.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yeah.
You've got more now. More
Yes,
events.
yes, more events, so February comes out, then we'll, yes.
We can do some individual flyers though too for
Mhm.
specific
Yeah.
shows. I can create and print those
I think that
and
would
put them around.
Yeah.
So I went to go put calendars up at Patterson's and I'm like, where'd this come from? He's like, you know, Jamie. No, not Jamie. I mean, Hubert.
I went everywhere.
Go in.
Everywhere. Yeah, so I finally got, because I had to wait for to do the marketing and advertising for the That Ain't Right comedy tour, because they had a design they wanted, and they were having it designed, and it's finished, and now I can start putting on stuff and do it up.
So they have some artwork we can work with.
Yeah, I have it. They sent it to me. Cool.
Do they want any tickets to sell, or do they want us to sell all the tickets?
Well, that was one of the things he actually contacted me today. Well, just a little while ago. He's in California, so it's a little bit. I wait sometimes to answer when it's this late, but he wanted to know how people can buy tickets online. So I might have to make something creative happen for that to take place. So
Brown paper tickets is the only thing I've heard of that is
Yeah.
easily.
yeah. But I don't know if we can.
What was
Is that something we can do?
What did we get tickets for for the Cheese Fest? What was that? Ovation Tix, or was it?
It had a strange name. We can look that up.
Okay.
Because that was easy. I got my tickets online.
This is only a week and a half away though. I think that people are going to be paying at the door.
Yeah, I think so too.
Basically.
Might be good to look into for future.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that, but I think he's thinking, because I think they have comics coming from Boston.
Oh, and they'll have.
So
people-
I'm pretty sure they'll have, from
And
my
also,
understanding, they'll have.
their following.
Yeah, some of, because they're not
What do you
small
guys wanna
time.
do? Let's go to Central Maine.
Yeah, it's Central Maine, so I don't know if that was part of the reasoning. Like I said, I never call back, or text him back. I'll have more information on that. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, buying tickets online would be cool because then we could put the link on all of our online advertising. 'Cause
Mhm.
It's so easy to just click and pay with.
Before you think too much about it.
Right.
So I don't know if any of you know, Jamie had quite a rigmarole, for lack of better, with Friday night, no movie. Only it wasn't because Jamie didn't do her job, but
They
the,
sent it to Belfast.
yeah. So she spent all day, was it Friday trying to get that, or Thursday trying to get that
Friday
straight?
night and then all day
Saturday.
Saturday.
So she's worked real hard to get that straightened out. Hopefully they won't pull that too many times.
Yeah, they've actually today got quite a few apologies for it, and
Oh,
they sent me another movie today,
Mhm.
Star Wars movie. I'm like, do I have to re-ingest this for the second week? Like, what's happening? But no,
You don't
she's like,
know.
this is the one you were
Okay.
supposed to have. I'm like, oh, so.
Well, thanks for doing that extra work.
No problem.
I'm sure it was very, very frustrating.
I may have cried.
Oh,
You were very upset.
Come on.
I felt bad for me, but I felt really bad for you.
Oh.
On the minutes from last meeting, there was gonna be a look into AmeriCorps. Was that able to happen?
I didn't, did you get a chance to look at it? I didn't get to it. Nope. No, but I got actually 2 or 3 people who want to volunteer, so. One's a handyman, your guy, your tenant. So I might stick him on doing the putty stuff that I want done.
Do you want somebody in the group to take on that task of AmeriCorps and just get the information?
You sure can.
Anybody feel like taking that on?
I thought, did you not say you were gonna ask, what's his name? Pat?
No,
No.
I didn't say that. I think personally, I think it's okay for us to Google it and find out the information. And Catherine was gonna look into something that we'd used in the past too, the town.
Which is not available right now, but I did talk to the state about different programs that would have senior citizens that could come in to the theater to volunteer. And I did, although I went to the senior citizen club meeting, today I didn't broach that because they were playing cribbage. It was an exciting event.
Oh, they're pretty serious over there.
Yes, they were very serious, but I will broach that subject with them. They wanted me to come back.
So, anybody interested?
I will.
Thank
I'll
you.
look into it.
Thank you. That would be great. If we could get another person to help these ladies out that would be paid help, they'll take it a little, hopefully serious, and
Yep.
might be a
Win-win.
And we're waiting for an email back from some other Key Club members as well, so we did reach out to those guys again,
Okay,
or student body.
and so I guess, Catherine, we're gonna review the budget.
All right, very good. You have a copy in front of you of the final 2020 budget, which takes into consideration the one change in the part-time employment, which was recommended. I did not receive any other recommendations by the due date of January 10th or after that. So the budget has been passed out to everyone. Obviously, in these accounts, you can change things around. You can spend more in one line than you spend this is a bottom line budget. So for example, where it has the part-time employee listed, as I understand it, the part-time employee has resigned. And of course, with a tight budget, it would be unlikely you would hire anybody else, so you have some monies available there. So basically, the budget is extremely tight, as you know. You have approximately $23,000 that was cut from the budget at the town council meeting, and so this had to be made up someplace. So the two places, as discussed previously at your last meeting, the films and the live event, I took the monies out of those accounts, and then a little bit out of the part-time employment, because we had to make it up someplace, and you have very, very tight lines for everything here. Contractual probably is going to be extremely tight. I'm hoping the snow removal will remain low, because usually we spend more than that. So remember, you had a tight budget anyway when it was the original one that was approved, that Jamie brought in, of $96,000 and maybe 103. And then after the 23,000 was cut out of it, it is extremely, extremely tight. So as I recommended at the last meeting, I believe, you're getting the sponsors, which is absolutely wonderful, but we're going to have to be extremely tight with the money, and we need to find some donations, some bigger donations, or a foundation that will help us with operating costs, as we transition over to a 501c3. I haven't found one as of yet, but, Jamie and I can work on that and see what's out there. The one item that we'll find with the foundations, as we find with the grants, you have to have budgets that balance or make money. So that is a challenge here. So we would have to find a foundation that would step in to help us, because we don't have enough monies to operate until we convert over to a 501c3 or nonprofit or some other entity. So that will be a challenge, but we're up to it because we have some money, so that's good. So we got to concentrate really hard on generating money, looking for foundation funds, and being very careful with the funds.
What are we gonna do? What's the deal with the account? So the GAP account had to be closed?
Okay.
Is that where we're at there?
So what we could do is go to the financials which I passed out, and then I'll explain that all out. So basically, we talked at the last council meeting, the last theater committee meeting, that we had a certain amount of monies that were available. So I ran off all the papers and updated this so that it has all the accounts payables that we have paid as of today. So to start out, on your top sheet, theater fundraising balance for 12/31/2019 with accounts payable that have been paid through January 22nd. So under the theater fundraising GAP account, on 12/31/2019, you had $2,275.72. And then under your fundraising renovations account, we'll skip over the 2018 information, go to 2019. And the amount that you had on 12/31/2019 was $8,393.10. So we would add those two accounts together, the 2,275.72 for the fundraising GAP account, the 8,393.10 for the available in the renovations account. That gave you $10,668.82. So that was the total of your available special funds on 12/31. Now, as I indicated and is in your package, the expenses were far beyond the budget, which we expected and it talked about. This came out the way we thought it would. So as of 12/31, you had a total of $8,828.68 in the budget that you were over. That would have to be transferred to the fundraising accounts, the special accounts. That left you the amount that I had indicated at your last meeting on January 8th of $1,840.14. So everything is the same as it was at your last meeting. Now, since your last meeting, accounts payables have come in, and these are the bills that are due for 2019 expenditures that get paid in 2020. And these have been dwindling in, and we have called repeatedly for some of these. So the amount that we have paid so far through January 22nd today is $1,212.61. So when you subtract that from your available balance that's left, unexpended as of today from your fundraising accounts is $627.53. There are other bills coming. I expect that your fundraising monies will be totally used up. And then you'll have a whole list of what the bills are. I brought the ones that we've paid so far, but getting the bills out of some of these film companies is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people for your 12/31s don't even send them out till the middle of the month.
Right.
Or the end of the next month or even after that. So we're gonna have to keep after, the outstanding purchase orders, and then maybe have to estimate what will be left. But I think that you'll be completely cleaned out. So that then leads into Amber's question. We can't have, as we discussed, all these different accounts because we're not supposed to be moving the monies back and forth here. That was a one-time item. So you have all these different accounts here. And so what we will do, because I took the films and I took the live events out, because those are large amounts, which seemed to be items that people would, we could fundraise for and that people would actually donate toward. So we will set up one account in the revenues and one account in the expenditures and call it theater fundraising and just leave it like that. And then all of the film costs will go into the expenditure account. All of the sponsorships you get will go into the revenue account, and we'll just have to keep a running balance. If it starts to get out of control where we're too over, we'll have to talk about whether this is going to work or not. But I think this is the best solution for right now.
Now, can we also divert the bottle money, the regular donation money, and all of those things we can divert
Yeah,
into
if you
that
want,
account?
you would make a motion in the minutes to make it clear that any bottle monies or any donations, theater can, if you want those things, because you did not calculate those in
Right.
when you did your revenue budget for the regular budget. So you could divert those over to the fundraising account, but we should put it in the record so it's clear, so I can show it to you.
And any event that we deem to be a fundraiser?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Because that's-
So we'll try to keep this as clean as we can, as clear, because having all these sheets with all these accounts and moving the money is not good. It was a one-time thing to get us by, because we were in a rather emergency situation. Now we know where we're at, which is a very difficult situation, but we'll just keep a fundraising account. It would be nice if you could just make one account, but in municipal accounting, we have to have a revenue and an expenditure for all of these special revenues and grants and everything.
So could you just review what you said is going to go into the revenue and what's going to go into the expenditure? Did you say the movie?
Yeah, so for this one theater fundraising account, any of your films, your expenses for your films and your expenses for your live events, because we took that completely out of the budget. So because we took that out, we're not touching the budget anymore. It's not part of your official budget, and your official budget is issued right here. So there's nothing in there, so it's not as though we're moving the monies around like we did last year. So now we'll have one expense account for those things, and then for the revenues, your sponsorships and all of your fundraising, your monies, from your events will go into the revenue account. And then we'll have to keep track of them to hope that they'll cover each other. It's going to be difficult, but at least we have some money, so that's good. And a plan, and some good sponsorship so far. But we are going to have to, in my estimation, you will run out of money far before for the end of the year. And Jamie and I will go through, I know you want to set like an amount per month, but that's going to be difficult because the winter months are different and the bills come in at different times, but we can go back to the last 3 years of the expenses and see if there's something we could do as a goal. The winter months would be different than the summer. But that's going to take a little bit of time going through the records to see how that could actually work. It would be difficult to do because sometimes, like December was an extremely heavy month. A lot of bills came in, and they're still coming. So that's where we're at. So you'll have one account, no gap account. We'll call it just theater fundraising. Make it as clear, different name, clear as we can be. It's for the films and the live events, both the expenses and the revenues. And if you get, your little donations and, the cans and stuff,
Well,
it's fundraising.
I'd love to ask, just a guesstimate, I know you can't give a firm amount, but in a month's time, if we do a 50-50, that's kind of back up, forget I said that. The bottles and the donations from your jar that you have, just roughly, how much do you think comes in?
Bottles, maybe like $6 when I turn them in, which is like every few weeks.
Yep, so $6
Six-
a week, a month?
No, probably $12 a month.
Okay. Well, what do you think your donations are? I guess that depends on how busy you are, right?
It really does. Like today, someone threw in a $20 bill in there. Like, so it really just depends on who's the person walking through the door. There's no.
And the 50-50, we've had really good success.
Yeah.
If it's a pet place, we've had some really good success. And I was curious about how much you thought that might all come to be. Not a lot.
No.
Not a lot.
The 50-50?
All of this together in
Oh,
a
all
month's
those
time.
things? Well, yeah, because I feel like the last time we did the 50-50, the last show, we did really well. It was like $60, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we've done like hundreds.
Yeah,
before.
see, and that's the thing, like last time was great, we did $60, and then we had some donations, and I don't even know, maybe $40? And that's a huge guess.
I was just wondering if maybe it would be considered, although I see there's $1,300, I really still feel that we're making a mistake by not having an advertisement in the Rolling Thunder.
I do the advertisement.
Yeah.
The free, I mean, it's the free one, and yeah, you kind of have to search for it,
We
but.
do.
But
You
that's
do.
all, but that's all right though.
I think we're making a mistake by not having a business-sized ad in the Rolling Thunder.
I think, yeah, taking advantage of the free one is really good, awesome. It's awesome that they even do that for us. But if we're having an event, I don't think it hurts at all to put it. I think the more advertising we're able to do, the better, because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't even know that the theater's there. But it's
Not everybody
amazing.
does Facebook, and I mentioned personally myself, I'm getting more and more away from Facebook because I'm sick of the political, and that's just going to get worse. And there is an older population that still rely on the Rolling Thunder, and I think the Rolling Thunder, in my mind, is a viable resource. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in business.
So
yeah.
find a sponsor that can do it for us, that can maybe
Yeah,
sponsor
that's
it
not
for
a bad
us.
idea.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe these little things
Yeah.
might work out.
I was thinking, Ian, if I could mention a potential fundraiser that might work well.
What's that?
When we were working, you remember when we were working on the swimming pool?
Yep.
The children in the school collected all of the change for us. And we got several $100s, and that made them invested in the pool. So when we had the opening, we had a lot of students
Yeah.
there and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like a challenge to bring in all of your change. They had a
Penny
special
drive.
name for it. The children really liked it. It was to save to build the pool. This is to, save the theater. That might, from what you found, so many students didn't even know the theater was there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just ask
But that
about
might be
some-
something to think about how to market that to the schools.
Mhm.
Then the children are involved in, a project for their, the social services or their social studies, whatever you call it now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wonder if the Rolling Thunder would want to donate space in return for advertising on the screen. Is that something, I don't know if that's something
I don't know.
I
Amber?
mentioned.
Yeah.
That's a great
And
idea.
I'll hit them up when they come to breakfast.
Or at least maybe even give us a break, something, maybe, like, you gonna take that on?
Yeah, or, I mean, I think you talk to somebody over there like every week, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the ad guy, my guy, I can ask him.
Is he the guy
I
to
think
talk to?
he's my ad guy, that's all I know him as.
Is he the guy that's
But I
gonna
can
make the
ask, I can
decision?
ask him. I'll shoot him an email tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't harm at all to ask.
Right.
Oh, and is there still a community calendar on like,
Oh,
is
I
it Channel
think-
5
I
or
hit
Channel
that
3?
up. I've done that twice already for a couple of the events that we've had.
Awesome.
The Socrates thing is on there, and the event, the music. I put
Awesome.
that on there too. So I'll do the other ones.
Yeah.
There is, and I have the information if you're interested in it. Wessel-Rossett has a radio station. As long as we give them the information a couple of weeks in advance, they will advertise for us.
Cool.
It's a Skowhegan radio station that encompasses part of this area too, I guess.
We've got a media list that we shared with the theater last year, but we've updated it, so we'll share that with you again. It's got all the different contacts, the websites, the emails. You do have to set up your own account.
Yeah.
And some of them are work out very well, and some of them are difficult to get the information in, but you can pick out which ones you want to use. Well, we've got like 21 sites or so.
Oh,
We used to
nice.
use them for the job fairs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I can.
Please don't be shy to reach out, because some of us might be able to help install that information instead of, some of us might be able to help if you want.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
So if everybody doesn't mind, can we go on to, wow, we're doing great for us. Anybody have anything they want to add about any of the shows, events, anything coming up? Sarah, anything interest you want to speak about?
No?
Okay.
Sure I will. I wonder, I'm not opposed to whenever you guys have tickets, I do think it benefited us sitting out front shop and save. And I'll do it again if you get Chris to, I can't do it over the weekend, but I do Thursdays. Before you let us do it on a Thursday.
On Thursday, okay.
Thursday
Kristen?
afternoon, Chris Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we had like a table out
Yeah.
in front. We didn't sell as many tickets as we got donations.
Right.
Oh,
Like
right.
hundreds of dollars in donations from people who, oh, I couldn't make it. Oh, good job, here.
Right.
And it's visual, you
Yeah,
can see.
I think it made a big difference sitting out front those few days. And
Are you able to use that banner? Do we still have that banner that says the theater?
there, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's downstairs. I'm pretty sure I have it downstairs.
Just took
I
a
didn't know
folding
you did
table
that.
and,
I didn't
You were
know
selling tickets for an event?
yeah, every time we had it, we did it a couple times for, yep, when we had events. The tickets would be on sale inside of Bud's, but we just sit out front a day,
Yeah.
selling them out front and taking donations and stuff. And then
It's a good idea.
I think it's a
It
good
was-
idea.
the spaghetti dinner, we did that, the drag show, I think another concert.
Comedy or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
sell a lot right in front of shop.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'll give you tickets.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic.
So February, March. Oh, March
Anybody
is
opposed if we
April.
move on and vote for our positions? Anybody want to start us off by nominating a new chairperson?
Does anybody want to be the new chairperson? Is anybody interested in this position?
How about you, Amber?
Oh!
Amber quit chair.
Oh, I don't know. I like being a regular member. you know, what do you think about it?
I think I
Look
want
at all
to-
you've done. I don't think that, you know,
Well, I appreciate that, Amber. I think it might be time for somebody else to have a turn.
I didn't know what you thought were the nonprofit. You know, I didn't want to. I don't know. I like being a member.
Jim?
I nominate Amber Quimp for.
I second
All in favor?
it. All in favor of Amber being the chairperson?
See, Jim knows how to do this, he's been on a lot of committees.
Amber, are you in favor of that?
I'm sure.
Hey,
Sure.
don't sell yourself short. You've done
It'll be
a
fine.
bunch of stuff too, so.
You are very enthusiastic about it.
Next, anybody in favor of nominating a vice chair?
How about you, Patty? Not interested? No. Come on.
Don't want to be an officer.
Sarah, are you interested?
What are the responsibilities of the vice chair?
Fill in and run the meeting when the chair's not there. I think I did that once.
Maybe you want to hurt my eye, I think?
Yep. Yeah. 'Cause I mean, the other meetings pretty much when, you know, they've just been canceled when people can't come. Or Jim, vice chair.
Yeah, thanks. I can't commit every week, that's the only thing, so.
You think you want to do it? I'll nominate Sarah for vice chair.
I'll do it. I second it. Sarah, welcome. And I'd like to nominate Jennifer. I feel we can't operate without you, Jennifer.
She has.
Does anybody would like to second that?
Second that. Very
We all know that Jennifer, come July, is going to be extremely busy and we'll need somebody to fill in, so we'll do that come July. Awesome. I guess we're now at the point where, and I kind of hope that you keep this part, and I picked it up from the town council, that individual comments, concerns, anything you might want to say. Jim, you want to start us off?
I do like the idea of as much advertising as possible, especially when we have live acts and all that stuff coming in. So, and I think that idea that Amber, our new chairperson, had about swapping screen time for print time is a great idea.
Might be something we could do with, say, the Egg Festival book too.
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
Thought.
Patty?
No, really don't have anything to say this week.
Miss Amber?
Well, I didn't know, do we need to make the motion about the fundraising account? That it will, revenues brought from bottles, donations, fundraisers, and special fundraising events will be put into the fundraising account. Do we need to make a motion for
I think that
that?
would be good. It's obvious that the fundraising events would go there, but the other items have gone into the regular account, so I think you should do that.
Okay. Should we do that tonight? Like right now?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that all of the fundraising monies from bottles, donations, fundraisers, and special events that we deem fundraisers be put into the new fundraising revenue account.
Is that including the 50/50?
Yes? That would be fundraising money. Or special event that we deem fundraising.
I second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Jen, you got anything you want to add?
Hold on a second.
Oh, I have one more thing, the cleaning. What do you need done so that we
The
can,
floor's washed.
just once a
And
week?
windows, yeah, and windows done on
Um,
Fridays would be the day that I would like it done before we hit the weekend. But if there's another day you wanted to do it, pick your day, I'll be there.
yeah, because before we did it on, was it Monday or
It was on
Tuesday or
I
whatever?
think it was a Monday.
But are you there during the day, those days?
Mhm.
Come in and vacuum and mop the floor?
I'm good with that.
Okay. Don't know if I can this Monday. And you said you thought you could
I can do it once in a
Mondays,
while on Monday.
and you're just not gonna do it all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't, I thought you were talking about what we had done before, where we spent hours cleaning all the seats.
I don't think, no.
You wanna do that on Monday? No, I don't wanna do that.
No. I do think that like, we're gonna need to vacuum and wash the floor, and then I think like the rug cleaner, I'm gonna need to do that once a month or something,
Yeah.
like on a regular schedule, but not necessarily every week. But the floor's gonna have to be washed, and it's
Sure,
gonna
yeah,
be
they're hot
vacuumed
mess
every
right now.
week and those kind of things, but I just thought maybe if we could get on a schedule
Yeah.
that,
Whatever you wanna, you tell me and I'll be there for you. Like,
Yeah.
I'll open up.
And just so my hopes is Patty will find somebody on AmeriCorps that would love to come up.
Yeah, that would be great.
Or that guy.
oh,
Right.
wait a minute, what about the Boy Scouts that were too young to work in the?
They would have to do it either in an evening because they're school or on a weekend. So that's the only issue with that, because they couldn't do it during the day. And I don't want.
So you'd have to come in early, like on Saturday,
Like,
Sunday,
yeah,
to
like,
let them clean.
Yeah,
or-
so that's
Or after
counterproductive just because it would
Yeah.
add more hours to us.
Right.
Yeah, and you have to make sure it's all dry, you know, before you
Right,
open
before,
and stuff,
yeah.
you can't just.
Yep.
Well, seniors, good cleaners.
Are we at the point where Jen can speak?
I think so. Or are we picking a schedule? Do you wanna do it this Monday, or?
What time are you thinking? I can come in like after 9.
I'll have to check and see what time my appointment is, and then I'll message you.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah,
plan on this.
Yeah, just let me know.
I think Monday. I think I just have something early at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Did you want to ask a question about the theatrical account?
So let me see. Is the theatrical account something that we can funnel into the other
So for
account?
For that account, that was monies that were left in an account that was at People's United, at the previous bank, Merrill. That was for the players. So when the monies were transferred over to the town, we had to agree that it would be for, events like plays, getting a theater group going, things like that. So yes, you can spend those monies in 2020, but we're gonna have to have it on something of that nature.
So if you have any theatrical type
Yeah.
events, then take the money out of there.
Yes, yes, we talked about
I would
Yeah,
love
her
it
and I
to be
talked about
last
it. We don't
resort.
that. I know, yeah, that's what we're trying to
The
do.
last
The
resort.
burlesque,
Yeah.
maybe. That's the
Only when we get to the end there. Or if we have an event.
Or a theater camp for the kids or something. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that would
theatrical
work. That
stuff
would
too.
work.
I mean, that
Mhm.
would be a
For them
good
to learn.
starter money.
So if you had a theater camp, the children would pay to be involved with that, and then you'd have to pay the individual that taught it, so you
Right.
could use the monies from that account, and that could be a fundraising event, but also be a wonderful activity
Right.
that maybe could be done with recreation this
Mhm.
summer.
Yeah, we've started looking into it, sent out a couple emails, but no word back yet.
Mhm.
We'll keep on it.
That would be nifty, because it's all sports things and a little bit of arts and crafts, and then you have the other children that really don't like the sports,
Mhm.
and that would give them something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as a question, I know we had talked about it previously in your pamphlet about birthday parties.
Yep.
I've just been thinking that could be a really nice passive income for us. It's, they come to us and give us money. So my question was, if I were to come in and say I wanna have Ron's birthday party there, do you have any contract that I need to sign or policies I need to look at?
The old contract, I don't have one that's made up. I'm pretty sure Donna had an old one somewhere.
So there is an old, it's like a rental fee
There
one.
is,
yes. Yeah.
I've been typing away, and if you wanna look at it, I think everybody should look at it. I made up a little contract,
Okay.
for birthday parties, and people start looking at it and
Yeah.
just start advertising, because that could be, I couldn't remember how much you had said that I'd set the price for, so I just kind of.
Restructuring those fees.
So,
for
well, we
that
were
stuff.
restructuring a little
Yeah.
bit, but, so I did get a hold of, Dysart said that they would, donate 2 large pizzas and a soda with the package. 1 topping pizzas with a package, so, and then everything happened with the budget and stuff, so I charged a little bit, but I will, I'll work on that this coming week.
I have a whole packet here for you to
Okay,
edit
yep,
it.
I'll take it.
I made up a little flyer, which is why I would need the
Okay,
correct
like a
information.
brochure?
Like a little, no, just a
Oh,
flyer
okay,
that we
little flyer.
could. I looked on Amazon, there's some a packet of paper for $5 with like balloons and stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, I'll buy it and donate it.
Okay.
And then we can just start plastering it like off the library where the kids are. And
Right.
at the town office and just anywhere. Newport
Yeah.
Cultural Center, just different places we can
Yeah.
plaster that, because
Yeah.
if we're here and they can come in during
Right.
when we're here and pay us $200 or whatever, you know,
Right,
it's just
it's-
passive
yeah.
income that we could have.
Absolutely.
And I put all of this onto the cloud, so I don't know if you still have access to that. I can redo it.
I don't even know. Have I ever?
Mhm.
I have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No.
I'll resend it out.
I'm gonna need that information again.
Yeah. I made up a little contract, just super easy. I didn't know Dysart's, they're donating it, or do we have to pay Dysart's?
Nope, they're donating it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. And how you kind of want to structure, I just found the contract online and kind of made it
Yep.
what could be possible for us. So I think it needs to be looked at by everybody and reviewed to make sure it's all for sure.
Okay.
And then I took the policies that the rental contract we already have for
That we
the
have,
renters
yep.
and kind of just made it more for the birthday, like
Yep.
relevant to that. So I put that in there. And then I wasn't sure if with doing a birthday party, Catherine, they would need the liability insurance as well.
I don't think so, because it's having them, well,
We've been having those for a while. It's a special event. It's run by the town.
Right.
Because you're opening up, so I think we're okay.
yeah.
So we'd be okay,
Yeah.
then you can.
We don't wanna make it so that, people don't want to.
Turned off by it.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
It's easy enough to do, but you say that and they're like, oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
It
it's
kind of
too
turns it off when you say,
Yeah.
"You need liability insurance. So
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah, we'll look at that.
And then I printed out a receipt, just so that way you can write down like when they come in, how much they paid on this date, so everybody has all of their
All their stuff.
paperwork. So if you want it, you can have it.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'll
thank
definitely
you.
look at it and work on it.
Sorry, I got a lot of things in here. The next one I was gonna do for the movie of the week campaign. I know that you've had like, you're having to send out thank yous and all this other stuff. I looked at what other places do, and they have like a thank you letter that also has the information for the receipt for, they can get their tax deduction or whatever.
So a
all
lot of
that
places, the letter with all the information, that you can get your tax deduction from it. So I have all the information in it so that they can, because Sebastica, right? Wasn't it Valley
Yeah,
Credit
the
Union?
credit union.
They needed it beforehand for tax reasons, wasn't that? Maybe not.
No,
No,
I
maybe it
don't
wasn't
know.
them, but yeah.
It was Jim and Penny.
Because I looked up again what other places do, and they have a simple thank you note with it listed at the bottom, so that way when they hand you a check, you hand it to them, and then your thank you's done, and their information's there.
Oh, just hand it to them right
And
there.
just hand it to them right then. And you would just have to fill in a couple things like, this is how much they gave you on this
Yeah.
date, and then you sign it.
Mhm.
And then you have your thank you done, you can print it on letterhead, and you have
Wouldn't
all
have
of
to
their
think about it
information.
again.
Yeah.
And you don't have to
This is
think about
done.
it, it's just
Yeah.
exchange it
Good idea,
at
Jen.
that time.
That's a good idea.
So I don't know if you want to look at that
I'll
and
look at that too.
edit and all that kind of stuff. My next question, I guess, would be more towards Tara about volunteers. Do you have like a list of the policies that we had kind of put together? Like when they come in, do they get an orientation? Because I know the first time I volunteered, it was like 30 minutes before the doors opened, and Jill was running through, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to do, and this, and I had nothing. So I was just kind of winging it. Do you have like a list of things that they, like daily tasks and the policies and that kind of stuff? Because if you don't, I have it for you if you want it, so take a look at it. It's just, just like I hate that green sign-in sheet book. It's just so messy, so I just made a real simple grid where they can just put their name, date, what event, time and out, hours, and sign it.
Yeah, we do have that.
You have that?
Yeah, we
Oh,
have one.
by the way,
Yeah.
I forgot to sign that book when I was there on
You always
Saturday. Will you
forget.
fill that in for me?
That book is terrible. It's a mess.
Yeah.
So if you wanted something different, again, you don't have to take any of this. This is just random thoughts in my head. Contact list, and I just made out quick like daily tasks of what I had to do when I was volunteering. If you wanted to do an orientation type thing, this way that people know what's expected of them when they come in. And then we have kind of put together with Patty the policies handbook for volunteers, so I just wrote that out and kind of just put it all in one place. So if you want to look at it, if you want to throw it away, just give me the binder back.
Oh, she's got a notebook.
Sorry.
You're so organized.
That's way organized.
For events, I didn't know because we had run into that one problem where, I forget who it was, we had agreed on one price and then they came in and were like, I want $100 more.
Yes.
Do you have a contract for them to sign and say,
If
no,
there's a
this is...
contract, I've never seen it,
Okay.
so, and I don't have one.
I made another one because I took what we have,
Yeah.
the rentals, and I didn't change that one at all, but I kind of took some of that and made it more applied to an event because with some of the stuff for the rentals, it didn't apply. Like, they don't need a deposit fee kind of thing.
Right.
So I kind of took the main points and put that into just simple contact information, date of the event, just simple stuff that you guys need to go over anyway,
Yep.
and then how much they agree to, and then we would have them sign it, so that way they can't be like, oh, by the way, you made a lot more money, so I'll give you $500 more.
Right, yeah,
Because
yeah.
then they no, you signed this is what we agreed on. Again, this would need to be looked over by, probably, I don't know, the lawyer or somebody. So I made that, and then I just put what we have for the rental in there as well, so it was all in one place for you. And then I made up another little receipt for rentals, so that way you can have a record, they can have a record of a receipt if you want it. If you want that, and have that one. Last one, promise. So we had gone through and done the policies and all that kind of stuff, so I just put it all into one folder. So if you, I don't anticipate getting a new employee, but if
Yeah,
they
'cause I don't
wanted,
think I have a book, I don't think I have.
I don't think it was ever written down.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is an exhaustive list of
Yep.
everything, so if everybody wants to read it, I'll send it out and add and whatever you think is necessary. And then I didn't have, I started, but I didn't print it, a procedures manual. I know I did the procedures for kind of the website thing, which will probably have to be updated because we'll need new passwords and whatever. But like, I was just thinking, what if, this would be a very bad what if, but if you're on vacation and you're sick and one of us has to go in there because it's Monday night and Disney's doing a great movie that night and nobody's here to open it, we don't know how to turn the lights on, we don't know how to turn the
I have
projector on.
directions for
Do you have
everything
it?
on on the laptop. It's
Oh, cool.
directions for everything.
Awesome.
It probably needs, I need to
Print it.
print it and definitely add some more
Yeah.
things to it, but it's the
Okay.
directions for everything, yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Like you could ingest the movie, whatever, you could do all that stuff, yep,
Cool.
I did that. I started it before I did the budget, I got lost in that.
So that's the only thing I have in that one.
Perfect.
But if you want them, you
Yep,
can take
I
them.
will definitely have them.
I think that's it.
Definitely.
Good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
I figured it's easier for me to do it than have you waste your time doing this tedious
I
stuff.
appreciate it. It's awesome.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
The film exhibitor delivery here says it times 50, so are we gonna be closed for 2 weeks this summer? There's not 52 weeks on here, it's just 50.
So that's the way it's been listed, but the Egg Festival, we don't have a movie.
Right.
And there may be another week that you weren't getting a movie.
Okay.
Sarah, your turn.
Just trying to get caught up here. I like the American Core idea, but I'm a little worried about even if we get approval for the position, being able to staff it. That's a pretty hard position to staff anyway. I know like my company's been hiring here in Pittsfield for a job that pays better, with some comfort, and we can't find staff. And there are people who would also want an American Core job. So even if it is possible, I think we'll have that extra problem with staffing.
Well, I just want to inject, I don't know if you were here for the meeting. The idea did come from Dover. They have an elderly man that they've had for multiple years now. So we were kind of hoping it was worth looking into.
I hope somebody comes from it, but I know staffing issues are a huge problem, and that program has. I mean, it's great that they've had success. I've had lots of run-ins with that program in various capacities, and staffing is a huge issue. I don't pay them very well. And then
So, I'm sorry, AmeriCorps just provides the salary for the
The
person,
job.
and then,
and they help recruit for it. Like they post the job out and then they recruit for it. But
so they do the legwork, but then you'll interview and try
I don't
to
think, do you even get to interview the
fit the person.
I don't know how much they
Send-
get.
no.
Well, that's what I'm
Send you the
wondering.
person.
Do they
They're gonna
actually
send you,
provide
yeah.
the employee
Yeah.
also?
Yeah.
So what?
But they would have to find the employee. That's tricky. And I'm running into a lot of staffing challenges here in town right now. I have lots of job openings and I cannot fill them. So I worry about that for us.
What are your job openings? I'm curious.
Adult case managers, children case managers, and clinicians. And then I don't know who's working on foundations and looking at foundation funding. Is that you, Catherine?
It will be me, yes. Once we close out the budget for 2019, I'm going on to that and then have Jamie.
I'd love to help you with that. That's
Okay,
kind of
that would be great.
in my wheelhouse a little bit. I did look through everything that you've had so far and made tons of notes. And from what I can see in here is really if we're going to go toward the directions of foundation funding, we're going to have to look at our vision, mission, and values.
Exactly.
And
yes.
really kind of figure out our identity before we're going to be able to do that. It seems like our options would be focusing more on that cultural and arts piece and going that way, or trying to look at our building preserved and a historical thing going that way,
Yeah,
which
that-
seems way less likely.
Yeah, but it is less likely, yes.
Almost
The first
impossible.
one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any look at like community development grants and Main Street grants.
Yeah, for that, it won't fit with the theater.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like the art and culture is really the only way.
It is. You identified it.
So yeah, I'm happy to help with that.
Great, that'd be wonderful.
Maybe you can be a free lunch spot in the summer for the kids and you can call it serving underserved youth.
Seriously.
We
I'm
can-
down.
Popcorn and a bunch of crap.
No, but like the library does, you have brown bag lunch. They need spots to serve those.
Yeah.
The library's done it some years, but not others. Don't quite get why they don't do it right down near the pool, which is where the kids are. And they only have it at school, so the kids gotta get all the way up across town. It's nice to have something
That would be-
central.
yeah.
So we had some nutrition grants that the library got. You know, they might be $500 to $2,000, but that was very helpful.
Yeah.
So we can look at those again.
You get free lunch. You can get,
Yeah, there's a
you can eat
program.
free lunch. It's all, yeah, it's all through me.
What's it called?
We have a high percentage of that in this region.
Does it have a certain, is it just part of the Ending Hunger in Maine program
part
or
of the
something? I don't,
It's an extension on the free lunch program.
yeah, except all students under 18. Any kid can go get free lunch. I don't care if
You don't
my
have to
kid goes
qualify
to
for
school
it.
here, if I happen to be in Newport that day, I can stop and get her lunch.
Okay, all done, huh? Yeah, thank you. So, wondering, you had any success in installing the QuickBooks?
Oh, it's installed.
Awesome.
It's just a matter of now putting all the, I just don't have time putting all the information, and I plug away at it when I can, and hopefully soon, once we switch over to 2020, all information, I'll be all up and running. It's a lot to get that going.
In my notes here, I was going to, Jennifer took care of it for me, talk about the contracts for shows. So that's been taken care of. Thank you, Jennifer. That's good work. And the volunteers, love to see a list and a calendar. I think it's going to be, and I don't know if this is your thoughts or not, but I think it's going to be hard to press, 4 or 5 people to come every week at a certain time. That becomes a lot like a job, I think, that they won't be getting paid for. But if we had a calendar and we reached out, I don't personally see that putting it on the website and putting it out there is bringing a lot. It seems like when we're asking people, like MCI, the group, Key Club, that they're responding, and maybe we're going to have to come to a point to ask some of our friends and family, hey, can you do one night in a month? And then I think the more they talk, oh yeah, I'm volunteering at the theater on Saturday night. Oh really? Well, they start talking about it amongst in the community. So if we had a big list of volunteers, and Jennifer's got a booklet they can skim through, it just would be nice. I really like the idea of advertising in the Rolling Thunder. We have $1,300. I was in hopes that the bottles, the donations, and the 50/50 would go towards advertising. That is not going to happen. So I want to thank Amber for doing those flyers, running around. That's great.
I'll do it again.
Freeze.
Give me one.
Frees up a lot
Like
of-
when Cats starts or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Cats was the last movie on the one that I took
Yeah.
out.
I can do the February calendar now that they're all booked out.
frees up a lot of time for the ladies to do other.
You know who is the most interested in those is our area hotels. The hotels that I went to, those people, just here in town, and I didn't go see Milt. He might want one too.
I'm sure it would.
Yeah, and Praise, nobody was there, but over to Lovely's, that lady was super excited too. I said, oh, we'll bring you one every month.
I don't know if we're ever at a point where those particular places, those businesses, we could email it to them.
I kind of wondered that when I went around, if I should start asking people if they want to be on some kind of list and then get their email address maybe? Is that,
You mean like the hotels?
yeah?
Well, hotels, they have them there for the people that are there, and they probably don't, I mean, they may have their phone and access to the phone, but when they can look at the paper right there.
No, but what we're saying is to email it to them so they can just print it themselves.
Oh, so they can print,
So
So
we
she
don't
doesn't
have to
have
go
to
to
drive to
them.
Newport
Yeah.
to deliver.
and then I don't have to use ink. I'm down with that.
And they seem that excited about having them
Yeah,
that they would
they would
actually
actually do
be
it.
worth it to them to print out the paper.
Yeah.
You know, some people are gonna, some people aren't, but
I'm good with
some
that.
people might be into it.
Yep.
I'll ask them.
And I want to thank the managers for all their hard work. Guys are doing a great job. Every week you seem to like have more and more and more, and that's great. Jennifer, thank you for the time that you put into all of that again. I've got a note here that I can't even read. But I think we're moving forward. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
I just have a question. About, you're gonna be contacting AmeriCorps, and there may be some other agencies out there too that provide that kind of a service. What do we want those people to actually do? What do you need for them to do? Do we want them like maybe to clean once a week? Do you want them to man the box office? Do you
Well,
want them to
depending
help
on the
with
day that they,
session?
depending on the day that they can do it is depending on what is the task.
Because, you know, they're gonna want to know that.
Right.
You know,
So, I mean, I would just say that there are different things that you can do. There's box office, there's these things that are open, and depending on the day.
And
'Cause it really
handiwork.
depends.
Put handiwork in there
Yeah,
too, and
yeah,
cleaning. What if
handiwork.
you do get somebody that's,
In about how many hours do you think you'd like to have a person?
With like 3, I think is good.
I was thinking like 15, 20, but as much as you can
A
get.
week?
Well, if they can, that would be
Right.
If they can, but
Then
usually
it makes
people
it
like
worth
our
them to
yeah.
actually do it.
Like our Key Club members, they do like 3 hours, and that's all they can do.
Yeah, but this is gonna be a man or a woman's
Yeah.
job.
Well, then they can do as many
As
as
much as
they
they
want.
want.
If I'm there, they can come in.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin, do you have anything you want to?
Yes, thank you. I will work on looking at the past expenditures over the last 3 years to get a trend for your different months, for your winter versus your summer. And then Jamie and I'll look over all that information so we can give you some projections. It will be hard to keep to something like that, but we can call it a goal.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think we have that information, or I think I do anyway.
You do. I just need to go through all of that and compile it. You have 15 years of information.
Yeah, but then we have like a streamlined version of the last couple of years from working with Rochelle. 2 years in a nice sheet. I have them. If you want to, I can get together with you.
Yeah,
If you
look at
want.
them, 'cause I don't think I've seen them.
No, I don't either, and I think it would help as far as going through your sheets and seeing what we used to get for information, and then maybe deciding what we're gonna want for
We
information
need
from
to
here
have a
on.
report, yes.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
what our reports used to have. and
Okay. Yeah.
We'll get together sometime in
Yeah.
the next week or so.
Yeah.
All right, so if you two could work on the reports, we'll have a regular report for each month, and then I'll go back and look at the expenditure information, and then get with Jamie so we can, give you a projection goal, to look at for the winter months versus the summer months. And then, once I finish the end of the year, which can take a couple of months, just because of the amount of bills that come in after December 31st, and all the postings that need to be done, I will get with Sarah, and we'll start working on foundation information and see what we can come up with.
Was there any more thought about a talent show and maybe the rec department combining with us?
Yeah, I've mentioned that. I think that's something we need to get Jamie and Susie together on.
The Egg Festival is a great time to advertise that.
So could we do a shout out to like ask everybody? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
work with the rec department, but put it out there for
Absolutely.
everyone.
For-
And I
yeah,
think
for
you should
everyone.
do one for youth and one for adults.
We could have first half of the show for however many kids and the second half. I guess it really depends on how many people are interested.
Yeah.
So different groups have tried to do this for the last 10 years, and they have found it to be a challenge. I mean, it's a wonderful idea, and it used to be something that was very popular, but you don't see a lot of those
So
anymore.
hard to get participants?
Yes, yes. I think you find the people that come, but it is hard to get the participants now. So we've gone to the schools, different items have been done, but that doesn't mean we can't try it again. It is a wonderful idea.
I'm surprised there isn't more interest in that.
You know, I wonder if the people that do the arts in the school are the people to like,
Well, they need to get the kids excited about it, is
Yeah.
the way to make it work.
like Ms. Weinstein, Deb, or Mr. Dean, you know, and, but that means that has to be kind of in the works and talking about it before school lets out.
Right. Yeah, you have to have a
Hey,
plan.
On a similar note, I just remembered, so we started doing, I guess it would be an open mic on the first day of the Egg Festival / Kiwanis Carnival week, up at the gazebo. And we've been doing that for, I don't know, 6 or 7, 8 years. And
How does it go?
well, this last year, it's been improving a little bit each year. This last year was a fairly good turnout, so I approached the theater manager about possibly having it at the theater on the Monday of Egg Festival week, which I believe would be 6th or something like that. That whatever that Monday is. And so that's kind of like a talent show. I mean, nobody's committed, so if they show up, decide they want to come out and do it, they do. So there's no commitment there. The first couple of years, there was 2 or 3 people. Last year, it was a pretty good turnout, and 70 or 80 people sitting around outside. I cannot remember a time where we've gotten rained out over the last 6 or 8 years we've done it, but I think that if we bring it indoors to the theater, number one, it's going to bring some revenue through concessions, and also we'll get rid of that the rain factor as well. So
And then
we can get that word out. Tomorrow, today, wherever, so people can be thinking about it. And normally, what we've done in the past is our local musician Rick Johnson will come up and host it. He'll do his thing for like an hour and a half, and then he'll have like another hour and a half. People come up and sing a song or 2 or whatever. So
I think that's a
I-
great idea.
I like that idea even better because it's not a competition. There's not going to be any judging, just people having fun.
right.
Wouldn't
So
hurt
like I
to
said,
get
I've seen a slow growth. We obviously could have advertised more, but if people are starting to realize that on the Monday of the Egg Festival week, that's what's happening. So.
Was it in the Egg Festival book?
By the time it gets in the Egg Festival book, it's pretty much too late because, well, it's not too late, but Catherine has advertised it through her.
All of the contacts.
Yes, so she's been doing whatever she can with the advertising as far as that goes. So, and we could go through the the theater webpage, the Facebook, and all that stuff, and
Do you care
and
if
start.
it's teenagers or kids?
It doesn't matter.
So we
Whoever
can
wants to do
literally
it.
call.
Well, we've had 10 or 12 years old come up and sing a song, and then some older folks too. So it's
Get
whoever
a hold
wants
of
to
the
Well, I
go.
guess-
schools and trying to advertise it now.
I guess what I was trying to figure out was, it's part of the Egg Festival or not?
Well, we back in the day there was nothing going on Monday.
Yeah.
So we came up with the idea, well, let's do something on Monday. So then it kind of just morphed into at the gazebo. And like I said, some years is not that going to turn out for whatever reason. Who knows what? But like I said, I have noticed that it's progressing, and more people are starting to, if not jump up on stage, at least come and watch the free music. So.
Yeah,
It's listed in the book.
thank you. Yeah, that's great. Because that book is put out, what, a month in advance? People
It can be anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks ahead.
Right. So, but that's kind of what I didn't say about that, because a lot of, from what I've noticed, people will grab those booklets the week up. So, you know, you get it on Sunday or Monday, hey, tonight is, or if that word was out sooner than, at least plant a seed in someone's musical eardrum.
If we put them out too early, then everyone takes them and then we don't have them for that week. And then they've got them at their home and they've forgotten them, so it's gotta be strategically done.
And people are showing up, do you have them like sign up on a piece of paper or something?
Oh,
Or how many people-
Riff's been doing that. He does something on his Facebook page, and he gets people to contact him, and so I've been kind of letting him run it. I don't want, you know, one or two people in there for an hour and a half. I want to have everybody get a chance. So he's been doing that. There's no reason for me to help do that. You know, so he gets the contacts. And then a lot of times people just either show up with an instrument and say, hey, if you get a chance, I'd like to go up, you know. So everybody that's wanted to go up there is going to have a chance to do that.
So if we're advertising it, I'm just wondering how,
Do we
are we
link
gonna
it?
send them then to Riff's Facebook page to?
Well, I can talk to Riff about, that's a good question. Why don't I get a hold of him and discuss it with him? I don't see why it can't still, he can still,
I'm just
direct
wondering if
it.
people sign up, if people show up the night of and want to, will they still be able to? Or do they have to?
Well, he's never turned away anybody yet, so,
Oh, cool, okay.
yeah.
Just have them.
That'd be nice to have that many people, it's like trying to work them in. You know, so. And also if it was at the theater, if it ran a little bit later, there's not, town, isn't there a town ordinance of 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or what's the?
Yes, but, you know,
Anyway.
we're okay.
Yeah, right.
Good idea.
I think that's excellent. We have to figure out some place where we can get to these aspiring musicians besides the schools. And then maybe the teachers would have an idea.
They do a lot of those country jam things over in Heartland and at the St. Albans Town Hall.
Yep.
Those people.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Are we finished for tonight? Anybody else want to add anything?
I'll think of it as soon as we leave.
Yeah. We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, next meeting. Yeah. And it will not
Do you want to get on a regular meeting schedule again?
Yes. I do. I don't know about everybody else.
Yes, a regular schedule is good.
So far, the only dates that are out are the first Wednesday of the month, correct? Does anybody else have a particular day, a particular Wednesday of the month that you have a commitment and can't be here? I'll do. Do you want to do the second and fourth? Do you think 2 meetings a month? You want to be down to what? Yeah. And then we can always put in another one when we have an event. Which one do you like better, the second or the fourth? So that would be February 12th or February 26th. 12th during vacation or the week after?
That's the week after, yeah. So-
Should we do it the 12th then, and that way we'll be able to line up volunteers for whatever you decide you have on going on during vacation?
Good idea.
Okay.
Well,
12th.
All right, thank you all.
Yes,